Microbes.
or something. You know what? Forget it. Let's blame it on the computer. All right. Theoretically, we're back out.
Okay.
Okay, we're back. Jay Fletch. Jay Fletch was commenting. We had people commenting.
Okay.
There were comments going on. I was starting to read them, and then we had this scenario problem.
And we're back online now?
We are live streaming on both, yes.
Huh. Interesting. Do you think it's probably because we were talking about stuff that the government was trying to shut us down for?
I don't really know that that's the case. Once we get rid of, what's our carrier called?
Spectrum.
Yeah, once we get rid of Spectrum, I feel like we'll be better.
Possibly.
Like, I am not a Spectrum fan at all.
So we are on then.
We are.
Back to my thought, and I don't know where we came in with where we got cut off or whatever, but so back to like the whole Charlie Kirk thing. Like, I don't think it's wise for anybody to start bashing someone else's faith if you have not sat with them, if you don't personally know them, if you haven't had discussions with them. And even then, I think it's, you have to be careful how you deal with that. You don't want to slander people or hurt people, and especially when someone's died, you don't want to do that. But what is interesting, and you definitely don't want to take sound bites or clips, but in that video that Brandon sent us and we were watching, that guy was showing the clip where the Rubin report, that Charlie Kirk was on there being interviewed and they were talking back and forth. And of course, Rubin is outspoken homosexual and he has a husband. And so Charlie Kirk, you're exactly right. He was a political figure. He was speaking politically, and he did give his view personally. Like he said, I'm of the persuasion, because I'm a Christian, that marriage is between a man and a woman. But then he looks over at Rubin and he says, "But I think it's really cool that you and your husband are together and you're happy and that you want to raise children together." Now, to me, like, I don't have to.
You ever say something dumb, Brian?
Well, yes, I have. So
you ever been in a moment where you're in an interview and
I have.
You're trying to drum up, a whole nation to vote for an individual because that's what your job is, and maybe you said something that you really shouldn't have said.
But that's not good. Like, I hope he repented of that. I hope he dealt with that. If that's what he was doing.
So you're saying then he's in hell if he didn't repent for that.
I don't know.
Okay. I think that's a leap that I'm not willing to make.
No, me neither. I'm not saying God's not gracious.
If that's the case, I'll be in the old pit there.
Well, I think people have to be more. I think that's why the Christian church is so weak, because nobody worries about whether they should repent about things anymore. Like, nobody thinks, oh, you know what? Because I did that, I should go get on my knees and confess and repent of that. No, instead, they just stay angry and they rationalize their sin.
He knew that was wrong right off the rip.
He had to have known it was wrong. There's nobody.
Of course he did, but here's the problem that we have. These people exist in life. It's been normalized.
Why would he?
It isn't that he was trying to normalize it. It's been normalized. So how do you deal with it? Should we start stoning these people?
No. Why would he speak truth on everything else and then not that?
Again,
you don't have to stone someone to let them know that.
I guess again.
Hey, I don't agree with this.
Listen. At some degree, we have to go. Okay, he was being a Republican salesman. He was being a salesman.
But he said that he was a Christian first.
I know. I agree, and I know. And I have no idea what his heart really thought about these things.
I don't either, and I'm not bad. Again, I'm not bashing him.
I'm really gonna have to say, like, he was at that point he was doing a job, and like, did he sell his Christianity short to do that job? Yeah, it's very easy for us to sit here and say that happened. Very easy for us to sit.
I agree.
And say that happened.
I agree.
But at the same time, you're trying to. Where else are those people going to go? What by telling them, you know what, Dave Rubin, here's the thing, Dave. I don't think that you being a homosexual is a great thing, and we don't want your vote, and we don't want you near us until you get that figured out. Is that the right
that-
answer?
that's
Is
what
that
that-
what should have said?
That's what that young kid was saying on there, though. That kid's faith debating Charlie was almost stronger than his.
No, I mean, I
kidding me?
get where he was at. I get where he was at, and but Charlie was making the point of like, what do we do with them?
So let me ask
But
the
he's
question.
doing it for worldly gain.
He's well. Listen, all right. So
And you could have led how many people down the wrong road?
So would he tell a young lady that walked up on a campus? Would he tell a young lady that it was okay for her to kill her baby in the womb? Would he tell her it was okay for that? And it was cool.
I think you're going to get the answer right now of like, I don't think it's right to kill a baby at any time. But I understand if your beliefs are for rape and incest.
Okay, but did he what, like, I guess my thought is this, like, so I'm not, so this is the conundrum that we find ourselves in. It's like you're danged if you do and you're danged if you don't. So
but to my point, starting this whole thing out, Brian,
yeah.
we are sitting here trying to parse out a man's life.
No, that's what I said. I'm not trying, like, I don't want to judge him because, to be honest, like, if I watch most of his videos, I would say he was a strong Bible believing follower of Jesus. Like, everything he says would tell me that. But granted, those sound clips, it's not just a clip. I mean, you heard it in context, that one specifically. Like, in your head, you're just going, okay, why would he say that? And hopefully he dealt with that and figured out that. And maybe, like, I was thinking to myself too, like, he was being mentored by Frank Turek. Now, I'm a big fan of Frank Turek's.
I knew, listen, this is because I knew that I loved nothing more than finding out that Frank Turek was like his right-hand man. Because I'm like, what's Brian going to do with this?
No, I love the fact of that because it shows me that he was not saying that
He was
he
seeking
knew
good counsel.
Exactly.
Okay.
So I'm totally cool with that. But I guess, like, I'm looking at this going, okay, so as Christians though, we do have to be strong on sin and just call it what it is, and at the same time we can love people.
So do you think we're doing that at NEC? I'm going to ask that.
No.
I don't.
Okay.
And I'm
So
frustrated.
why don't we fix that here?
I'm working on it, but I'm frustrated with it.
I guess where I'm at is like, why in the world are we going to go knock on Charlie Kirk's door about what his problems are? And I'm going to say, all right, so let's take Charlie Kirk out of the equation. Let's say his impact is so big he doesn't get Trump elected. We got Kamala Harris, who can't put three coherent sentences together as a president. And now we won. We did good because we shut Charlie Kirk down because he was trying to, quote unquote, normalize homosex. What is this like? We have too many things going on. It's much more difficult than I think our brain. This is why God, we didn't know we were naked. Okay, before we were sin, because we can handle it.
No, we knew we were naked.
We knew we were naked before sin.
Yeah, we just weren't ashamed of it. They were naked and they were not ashamed.
Okay, right. Okay, you're right. So they were naked and they were not ashamed.
Yeah.
But something happened there that there is now a difference in our minds that we can't handle.
I agree. Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
And so we're sitting here with those same minds, not able. I'm going to argue that our brains are we're 4,000, 6,000 years rotted brains from Adam and Eve. And we're trying to parse out, somebody who claimed to be a Christian, but we don't like how he said this. And no, listen, he was, as far as I'm concerned, he was dabbling in I think a bigger hang up for Charlie Kirk was, why wasn't he an evangelist? Why was he dabbling in the world black art of politics? Mm-hmm. He should, if his life story was everything that he said it was, and he was doing what he said he did, he should be an evangelist. But he wasn't. And we're trying to hold him to that standard when we want to throw him under the bus after he's dead, and that I don't like. I think that's crap.
No.
And I think it's the same thing with our guy that we liked, the apologist. All of a sudden, he dies, and we find out, he liked massage parlors and happy endings.
Yeah, Ravi Zacharias. Yeah.
Like, it's stupid.
Yeah.
This is dumb what we've let happen.
Yeah. No, I feel the same way. Like, I am not about bashing him or beating him up. Matter of fact, I would like somebody to get to the bottom of what actually happened to him.
Yeah.
Because I think I don't think he was just martyred. I think he was murdered, like
Yes.
big time. Like
Yes.
I think it was a lot worse than what people think. However, again, all you know is what you hear on TV. So I'm not an investigator. I wasn't there. I didn't see all this stuff, and so everybody has their own stories. But like, it's not even about Charlie Kirk, because
No,
Charlie.
it's the springboard of what are we doing at NEC.
It is.
To be different.
It is. And Charlie Kirk is just a figure that gets, just like Ravi Zacharias, just like Vodi Bakum, who just passed away here. All these
Did
people.
he really? I didn't even hear that.
Yeah, he passed away I think it was last week.
No.
Yeah, yeah. He had some heart surgery.
He had heart problems.
Yeah, he did. He was recovering, and then just something freak, I guess, happened. So, but these are guys that find themselves in the spotlight, and it's hard to find those guys that are gracious and kind and merciful, and yet still hold to the truth and tell the truth. And I know, like what you said here at NEC, and I agree wholeheartedly. But I hope, and I don't know. I mean, people can come, and I would love more people to probably at least criticize me, not criticize. Well, yeah, as long as it's constructive, but criticize me in my faith, because I would like to have people that hold me to the fire, because I do believe that Christians should live to a higher standard. And so I think that's really important. But I think in the last 20 years of ministry, I think I've tried to not only teach that, but live that. And I've lived a repentant life and a life of confessional. And I agree 100%, Matt. I have said things that I regret. I've said things that I shouldn't have said. And I repent of those. And that's why, even like when I said, I hope Charlie repented, I didn't mean like, oh, if he didn't, he was going to hell. But I would hope that was the kind of man he was becoming, because to me, that's what a true Christian is. It's not somebody who just bets on, okay, I'm a Christian in name, and I'm going to go to heaven when I die, but I really don't care if my life gets transformed. And I think that's where our problem is in the church. Like, most people don't have a plan to see their life transformed. They're just going through the motions. They're gambling.
Sunday's what they do on Sunday's what they do on Sunday.
Right. And again, I'm not trying to say that somebody that buys lottery tickets going to hell, but people are just doing their life, and Jesus is kind of fire insurance.
So I think. So here's what I think. I think that one of the things that impacted me most about a Charlie Kirk type person, I'm going to say Stephen Manley, okay, was they had a way of being themselves. And now that there is a vacuum without them here, you find yourself asking, I say to myself, I can't fill that vacuum. Why? Why can't I fill that vacuum? Because I'm not living the way they lived. I'm not doing the things that they did. I don't have the passion and the direction, the drive, the reason, the whatever it is that they were doing to be who they were, that impacted my life, that I said, wow, that's somebody who's doing something for the kingdom. That's somebody who's doing something for the Lord. They may have, maybe all their motives aren't right. Maybe all of their actions aren't right. Maybe all the directions that they're doing it aren't right. But Matt, what are you doing?
Yeah,
and I can't fill that vacuum. And that is a conviction on my life that I deal with. And this is why I guess I'm so adamant about, like, why are we trying to tear these people down after they're dead?
Yeah.
And like, how about instead of trying to tear these people down after they're dead? And this I said this in our chat this week. I'm kind of glad, because I had several people say, well, Brian really didn't address this Charlie Kirk thing from the pulpit. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, well, it's politics. Why? It's a terrible thing. We can talk about it amongst ourselves, but it's not like something happened to Jesus over the week and we need to discuss it. Mm-hmm. We go to the church, and again, I think this is the other side of the church. So the first half of the church is going for the coffee and the parking lot and the kids programs and the, what can I get from there? And then the other half of the church is going there for like, I want him to call out homos.
Yeah.
I want him to talk about why, whatever did so-and-so wrong this week.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, no, that doesn't solve anything either because you're watching porn.
Right.
You're lying to your boss on Friday to get a long weekend.
Right.
Like,
And why doesn't that so-called Christian have that conviction?
exactly. That's
what we were talking
that
about.
is what we're talking
Wednesday,
about.
right?
That's what we're talking about in general.
Yeah.
Why?
Why is that conviction not there?
And anytime somebody brings conviction, a Charlie Kirk, I'm sitting in my chair in my garage going,
What's that?
I'm not doing anything near what that guy was doing.
I told Bri last night. I called him. I'm like, "Hey, I'm not coming to prayer meeting. I'm doing something probably I shouldn't be doing. I'm gonna go to the drag races.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I feel convicted, so I wanted you to know that I feel convicted.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it just makes me feel better.
So I told him to have fun,
Yeah.
enjoy himself.
Yeah, go do the thing. Well, it's
But it was cool. We kind of had like our own little Bible study for 20 minutes on the phone.
It's
Yeah.
the same. It's the same thing with all right. The little ones are gonna go gamble. Well, go have fun. Go do it. It's what I told my daughters about the concert. Yeah. Hey, I listen to music that's not good for my soul. Why am I surprised you're listening to music that's not good for your soul? But I want to know. I want you to know that it's bad. We're going to talk about it. We're going to have a uncomfortable talk. So this week turned into we were driving to the school and we heard "Born to Be Wild," and this will be slightly funny because Zia goes, "Wait, this is a real song?" And I'm like, "Yeah, this is a real song. It's like from '68. It's like the late '60s." And she's like, "Oh, I thought this was for Pampers Cruisers." So she thinks it's the Pampers song. And I said, you want to hear something crazy, Zia? Is there were probably parents in 1968 who were looking at their children and going, that song's from the devil. Mm-hmm. Because...
And it could have been written from his minions.
Well, listen, what is he asking you to do? To be wild. He is asking you to blatantly sin.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And that is really something that's with our culture. Our culture is fine with just blatantly sinning.
Yeah.
We're just gonna, you know what? I just want to do this.
Yeah.
And I said it's interesting that in 1968 there were probably parents freaking out when their kids were playing Steppenwolf album "Born to Be Wild" in their room
You know
and
which
going
one
to
I
a
like?
concert.
Is Pusher Man.
That's a good song too.
That's a good song.
That's a good song, but a lot of bad words,
a lot of bad words.
or a lot of bad concept. But
That's not a good song, gentlemen.
oh my goodness, it is.
That's a good tune.
It's a good tune. It's and listen, it's written to please the ears. Boy, don't we love the world? Okay, and these are the thing. These are the real conversations we need to be having.
Yeah.
Why do I like that song? It's pleasing to my ear.
Take a lot of pills.
Why do we have potluck at the church? And why is it the most attended thing here? Because people like to eat.
Yeah.
Where do we tell ourselves no?
Dopamine spike.
Exactly? And now, are we going to allow the world to turn that into science against us? They're like, you're a bunch of chemicals, and I just need to figure out where your dopamine hit is, and then I can shut you off. Or are we going to allow Christ to rule our lives and ignore the dopamine?
Yeah.
Well, I think you
We've
still
really
get
covered a whole lot of bunch of stuff there, but
I think you still get a dopamine spike with Christ.
yeah, but you are able to overcome it through Christ and not follow your selfish ambitions. You deny self, take up my cross, and come with me. So that is, I mean, literally, we're like, ignore your dopamine hit, follow Jesus. And that, when you really boil it down, is A, the message, and B, the impossible thing for the American to do.
It's gonna be our new T-shirt.
And see, I'm not even like my concern is not that Brian and Nathan might put $5 on a thing, or that Charlie Kirk even maybe had a misspoke and said, "Hey, I think it's cool, this, whatever." I'm concerned that the the people as a whole that say they're following Christ, they don't care that that's happening in their life. They just rationalize it. And like, for instance, you made the comment about, well, I'm going to tell my kids. Well, you can't tell your kids that shooting up is bad with a needle hanging out of your arm. It doesn't work. Like, you can't have a needle hanging out of your arm and then telling your kids, hey kids, this is bad.
I think you can. You don't think anyone's learned a lesson from watching someone screwing up their life that they're not going to fix their life?
Maybe some.
Maybe, but
Okay. Well, listen again. I feel like you're getting off of the tracks of like, we want to point out somebody's sin in their life.
But usually people are a product of their environment, right?
they are. Yeah. Sometimes they can overcome it.
I'm gonna say that statement right there is what's gonna lead AI to take us down the road of the Tom Cruise movie with the little people in the tank with pre-crime.
What was that movie?
Limitless.
Minority Report.
Yeah. That was good.
And the only thing that can save us or change us from being a product of our environment is Christ. No, it's Christ. It's Christ.
Did you say chat?
The chip.
The chip.
Oh, the chip.
the 666 chip.
No, you're exactly right. But I guess my thought is this. So track with me just for a quick second. Like, we're looking at the people who are like the liberal people who are riding the streets, and we say, well, one of the reasons that this is getting so bad is because they've been given like kind of a green light to do it. And then we look at other people on the liberal side, and we're like, okay, because they were given a green light and they were let to do these things, and so they're like empowered to do it now. And so I feel like in Christianity we've kind of done the same thing. I'm all for grace, and I'm not going to sit and judge my boys. I'm not going to sit and judge Charlie Kirk. I just personally want to see Christians long for holiness, in the sense that not perfection, not like, oh, I'm the perfect, but like long for Christ to transform my life and rid me of my sin, so that we can't just talk about carrying our cross. We got to carry it.
Yeah, but you're the only person that cares about that.
No, I don't care enough. Like, I want to care more. Because
then that is then what will distill you and make you holy.
Well, only Christ will.
Yeah.
But pursuing Him,
Right. You're
Yeah.
pursuing Him, and you having that desire, but the same as, all right, then let's do this. If you can't tell somebody to not do drugs while you have a needle hanging out of your arm, I don't think it works the other way, that you being a Christian and you just saying you need to be a Christian too works. I think there is a spiritual, metaphysical knowing when you see somebody, when you are convicted, it's metaphysical. Okay, does that make sense? Can we say that first?
so what? Well, let me see if I can wrap my head around this. So when you see someone sinning, it's almost like you're not just seeing them do something bad. There's something that happens to your spirit. Is that what you're saying? It's metaphysical. It's outside of.
Well, if we're gonna make this statement that we can't tell somebody to not do heroin while we have a needle hanging out of our arm.
Okay.
I don't think we can also then say be a Christian when we're a Christian. I think that it can only be lived. I know that sounds weird or counterproductive or whatever.
I think you've been hanging with AI too long.
No. I want you to. Okay.
I get what you're saying.
This
Go
is
ahead.
truly letting Christ source through you and shine through you. And only then will somebody have conviction fall on them about someone that they're around, who they act, and that is what we need to seek. We need to seek Christ living in us living like Christ, and us reforming ourselves. And only when that is truly happening will you affect others around you for that purpose. Because me just running around telling people, be a Christian, love the Bible, that may not necessarily mean anything if it's coming from me. But if it's Christ in me, if it's Christ through me, if the Spirit is at work. Mm-hmm. But see, now this is where we're getting into some like Calvinist stuff. Is the Spirit pricking you? Can you actually make the commitment that you want to do it? We're gonna enter the Calvinism debate. But this is where I kind of see it all coming together, because I've lived it. I know when someone around me impacts me spiritually, or I am convicted by watching someone with a pure heart, I know what it feels like. I know what it feels like to go, why am I not being like that? Why am I not doing that? God, I know from your word I should be more like that person. I should see or do how it is they're doing, and I have a conviction. But where does that conviction come from? Is that conviction in my brain? No, I don't believe it is. I think that's the Spirit on your life burning that coal in your forehead. And that person has no idea they have that on my life. I'll use Charlie Kirk as a specific example. Mm-hmm. I'm sitting there watching somebody, watching their videos, their testimony or whatever. Yep, some of that stuff's questionable. I'm not, when he went against that kid, and yes, that kid, that kid fought the good fight and did the whatever. Mm-hmm. And I think he had all the right reasons to stand there and argue. Okay? I think that situation could have been handled better. I don't disagree with you. But at the same time, I'm watching a ministry of somebody who go, I'm not doing anything near that. I'm not doing anything near any of that. The touch, the reach, the impact that he had, to where my kids are calling going, Dad, Charlie Kirk got shot today. I think he's dead.
Well, that's the problem, though. As soon as you say something wrong, you can lead a whole...
No, that's up to God. Again, this is up to me. This is up to God.
It is, but
we're all going to say something stupid.
Yeah, but it's very clear too. Like when Paul wrote to Timothy, he's like, "Listen, you got to be careful because you're going to be held to a stricter judgment."
Sure.
So guys like Charlie Kirk, like myself, other people that are speaking the word and talking in front of people.
But again, we don't know that. We don't know that. We could all sit here and guess. We could all sit here and go, no, he was normalizing homosex. He shouldn't have been doing that.
Oh, yeah. And listen, to be honest, I disagree with the guy. I don't think he was trying to normalize that. I think every platform I saw him speaking, he talked about what he believed Christ and the Bible taught about marriage.
And listen, on the flip side, I didn't know Charlie Kirk. For all I know, he was a Republican homo, part of the whatever California Society that Alex Jones infiltrated, the Bohemian Grove people. Mm-hmm. Like, I didn't know Charlie Kirk. I just know him from his words.
Yeah, and none of us do. I don't know Glenn Beck. Yeah. Glenn Beck was on the other night.
Have you heard some of his stuff?
Oh, he was on a tirade the other night.
Oh, he is trying to make Mormons okay.
Yeah, big time.
Yeah.
And
but what are you going to do? All right, this is fun. What are you going to do if we had Glenn Beck here for an interview and he was saying these things?
That'd be cool.
What are you going to do?
You know what? Here's the thing. I'm sitting there listening to him the other night and I'm like,
he's saying, I follow Jesus. I am trying to follow Jesus' example. Uh-huh. And so we all should unite under that, which tell me that what he's saying is wrong.
I'm not going to.
I would say, tell me about your planet.
The one you're going to rule when you...
Yeah, but maybe he doesn't know anything about it.
Become a god.
Maybe he does. Maybe he doesn't.
He's smart enough to know some of that stuff, though. He has to. He's a smart dude.
No, I'm there. I'm not denying that. But all right. So then, how sinister is it that he is saying, "I'm trying to live like Christ. I'm not mentioning Joseph Smith.
Yeah.
I'm trying to live and follow Christ. How sinister is what he is doing then?
So here's what I'm watching, and again, trust me, I am always asking
Same
the Lord.
as Alex Jones.
I'm asking the Lord to check my heart. But when I was listening to Beck the other night, I told April afterwards, I said, so here's where my heart goes. I'm like, I can agree with probably about 90% of what he's talking about. I would agree 100% that if you're a Christian and you're getting online saying hurtful and mean stuff about somebody who just died, you're probably not a Christian. Or you've just misspoken and everybody says something stupid once in a while. So we could say that, I guess. But so he's right. And then I also agree with the fact that Christians should be working together to do good in the world. And sometimes that means locking arms with unbelievers and that. And then he made the comment. He said, if you want to have the theological discussion about, Mormon versus whatever, he said, we'll have that later. But not now, like when somebody has died and people are grieving and whatever. And so I agree 100%. And this is what I told April. I said, but here's eventually what it will come down to. The Christians who are serious about following Christ, there is going to be a dividing line, and Glenn Beck will have to decide which side he's on. With the Mormons who believe that Christ is not the Son of God, well, they do believe he's the Son of God, that he's not deity, that he's not God in the flesh, which John spoke specifically against the Gnostics and said, the Antichrist and the Gnostics, they believe that Jesus did not come in the flesh, and John said he did come in the flesh. We held him, we saw him, we touched him, and so it's very specific. So he's going to have to make that decision. Now, again, like Stephen Manley said, can you be a Christian? Can you love Christ with all your heart and have a wrong view of his flesh? I don't know. I'm going to leave that in God's hands. But at the same time, I think there is quickly approaching a dividing line where it's going to be followers of Jesus and everybody else. Not just like Mormons, Catholic. It's going to be serious followers of Jesus and everybody else. Because everybody else is going to get on that bandwagon against Jesus.
And I'm saying that's terrific. I think you're 100% right. But what are you doing right now to do that? And I think that's where we get lost. We all have a lot of fun. I love talking in the car with Zia about Glenn Beck and his Mormonism, or I was talking to my mom about it, and I'm like, either Glenn Beck is an amazing liar, he's a great Christian and a horrible Mormon, or he is an amazing liar. Because if I'm listening to what he's saying outside of quoting scripture, which I'm sure that he can do, and I know that doesn't mean anything necessarily because the devil can quote it, but I'm just saying, like, when you say, I'm following Jesus because he set the example that we're to follow, and he is the saving answer, according to the definition of how most people get saved today, that's a little bit deeper than where they are in a stadium most times.
I'm agree. Sometimes I look at Glenn Beck and I think he looks a lot better than a lot of Christians.
Exactly.
I get it.
So, like, I have a hard time. Like, we like to, and I am guilty of this just as much as anybody else, we like to point our fingers and say where people are off tracks and why they're not going to end up in heaven and why they are going to end up in heaven and where their ministry's good and where their ministry's bad and why this worship music's great. Although I will tell you, Jelly Roll is not a Christian. That's just ridiculous.
Jelly Roll.
Jelly Roll.
Well, then Brandon Lake's probably not either.
Well, listen, these are fun debate topics and fun nights to have, but on a whole,
Aaron Lewis is.
All right, maybe, like maybe.
Who likes Aaron Lewis?
A couple people. Brandon.
He's pretty good.
Is he Christian?
Probably not.
I mean,
who am I to judge?
I mean, this is really where we're coming at.
No, and I don't think any of us should be judging like people's eternal, soul where it's going.
But I don't think we know what that means.
But we can't. I think we should be talking about fruit.
I don't think we know what that means when we say it. Yeah, we should be talking about fruit, but I think we should worry about the fruit in our own lives.
I agree. I agree 100%.
How about we worry about the fruit in our own lives?
Okay, so let's do that then. Matt, where do you need to get some fixing? And then
Everywhere.
Then we'll
I'm
go
a mess.
All right.
Dude, I'm a mess.
All right, we're going to pray for you tonight.
Lots of things.
We're gonna pray for you tonight.
Brandon,
Okay.
Where are you messed up?
I just want to know why you're less screwed up than I am, that you can look at me and say, we're going to pray for you with a little indignation down here.
Why would you not want me to pray for you?
No, you can, but it just seems like you're a little uppity about it.
No, trust me. I'm getting to me here. We're going to go to Brandon, then we're going to come to me.
Yeah, I messed up too. You didn't name any of your faults. You want to go ahead and name them? Then I'll name mine.
I don't want you to name your faults. Listen, this is not what I want this to be about, but I do.
No, yeah. I think we all need that.
I think that we all, when we clean up our own noses and get the planks out of our eye and blah blah blah, we'll all be where we need to be. And I think that honestly, I think we need a little more judgment. We're gonna see a little more fire, fall before.
But I think us as Christians, you got to hold your brothers and sisters accountable, right?
Yeah, we do.
Say, hey, Brian, you're screwing up.
Yeah. So I got to admit this.
Or
I find it really hard to not justify when I go to the coffee shop to get a sweet treat.
I like a sweet treat.
I'm just gonna say, and I know it's not good for me. I know I don't need it.
you're definitely going to hell for that.
I know. Well, trust me.
No, listen.
Listen.
You have a more serious problem that's actually in the Bible about being ruled by a sweet treat.
I know.
Than alcohol and drugs
It's the same
and
thing.
gambling.
It's the same thing. I confess this like to the Lord, and I talk to him about it, and then somehow I go there and I decide to justify. It's like, oh well, you know what? I only had a smoothie this morning for breakfast, so
I mean,
it's
that's
okay.
as bad as a massage pot.
No. but
Is it? But is
What
it
else?
not?
Give us
Wait,
one more.
but wait a minute. Is
you
it
guys
not?
you guys think I'm joking though?
No, I don't.
I seriously
same problems.
I seriously struggle with this because I know it's not healthy for me, and I know that I just enjoy it, and there's nothing wrong with enjoying it. But if I
How long
do it
can
all
you
the
cut
time,
that out, though?
what's that?
How long can you cut that out?
Oh, there's a lot of times I can walk in there and go, yeah, I'm not going to have it.
For how long, though? So you walk in the coffee shop 3 weeks in a row every day.
I could. I probably don't. I probably do it for I'll probably go 2 or 3 days. I don't hit it, and then all of a sudden I'm in there one day and I'm a little bit hungry, and I'm like, okay, I'll rationalize it, and I'll say, well, all I had was a smoothie this morning, and I can have it.
Is this a sweet treat? Because it looks like a sweet treat and it smells like the sweet treat. So I'm going to try it and just see if it is a sweet treat. It is. I knew it. It was a sweet treat the whole time.
That's Brian. That's Brian.
And that's weird. That's all dopamine spike.
It is. Yeah.
No, all right.
Yeah.
I in the morning have to have my coffee, cream, whatever from McDonald's, Starbucks, Tim Hortons, you name it. It doesn't matter. And I was wrestling with God kind of in the morning on Wednesday about do you have to have this? And I'm like, no, I don't have to have it, because he was showing me that it led me to okay, if I go to McDonald's, what it does is then I go, you know what, I'm going to get the biscuit too. Mm-hmm. And so I'm not sure how this all works out and if I listen to God in the right way, but
You had a double biscuit with extra cheese.
No. I found a Starbucks, and I don't like any of their food. I can't stand it. So, I went to Starbucks and got coffee, but I still feel like I should have skipped it altogether in the morning, because I find myself going I need that. I just need that thing in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I struggle with the same thing he does.
You want the sweet treat?
Or no, so say it's milk for me.
Okay.
But I'll purposely not do it for a month or two and put myself through the whatever and just not do it. And then I will treat myself and get back on it.
But we still do it.
But then, I can cut myself out though,
Okay.
which I'm learning how to do that better and better and better and better.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
No. And
Like,
again,
I'm learning that discipline and self-control
right.
with sweets,
Right.
carbs, whatever.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Because it comes back down to crucified life or dying to self. And I know some people probably think this is so silly to talk about this.
It's not.
But it's no different
This is
than
what this is about.
right. It's no different than somebody going, I can have a glass of whatever tonight. You know,
Elmer T. Lee.
okay, yeah, I don't know what they are. I can have a glass of that tonight. Okay, that's one thing. It's another thing for
have a
someone,
bottle.
yeah, to struggle with that, and then that struggle becomes. And so, food. People can rationalize food and go, "Well, we have to eat." Blah blah blah. No, it still becomes a bondage,
Yeah.
and it's no different.
It really does. Like,
Yep.
I honestly, like of all the things in my life, that is definitely a thing.
But how do you build that discipline to not do it?
Well, I know one thing for me is that, like, I keep seeking the Lord, I keep talking to him, and then even when I'm standing there being tempted, I'm talking to him about it. The problem is that sometimes I just override him, and it's like a bratty kid that just
Yes.
wants what they want.
Yes. And these are the things that when you get that figured out and somebody comes across your path, this is where I'm at on it. The conviction will fall on them. It's a metaphysical. And there's nothing we can say that's going to fix anything. If the words coming out of your mouth aren't from the Lord, ain't nothing going to change it. That's why you might as well go ahead and just speak the word of God, because that's from the Lord. At least you're going to be on the rails using scripture,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. And when you use the term metaphysical, like, I think that's why we should be.
It's the spiritual battle. It's Ephesians 6.
Yeah, and I think that's why we need to be praying for one another. Like, maybe even more than like coming to Brandon and saying, "Hey, Brandon, you have milk today," which is fine.
Yeah.
But I think we need to be.
But I don't need to be drinking a gallon a night.
No, but I think
So
we
as
need to
I'm
be praying.
pouring a glass of milk, I need to be like, Lord, I can control this, but can you help my brother Brandon?
Yeah, definitely.
But I am learning discipline in my life.
Because yeah, you are, and I think to a degree, that's because I don't know about to what degree, but that's because I sense you in the Word, praying, seeking the Lord, those kinds of things, and I think that's key. If you go back in the scriptures, there's one thing that continue over and over again: how the people of God lived a sacrificial life like that. Is that it's a devotion to the Word of God and prayer, and then being together with other believers. It was in the it's in the book of Acts. It's everywhere, and this is one of the places where, as the church, we're just really struggling because we're so busy. We're doing all kinds of other stuff, and we're not taking time to slow down and just be alone with the Lord and pray and read His Word and meditate on it. And it's just getting worse because now AI can do it all for you if you want. I mean, you could probably just give AI your prayers and let AI go pray for you if you wanted to. And
Might as well.
yeah,
Yeah, because it's not from your heart. It's not serious. So why not let a computer do it?
yeah. Like even something like I went home this afternoon and I told myself, I said, oh, I should probably sit down and just spend some time praying. And instead I got all my stuff and I went out and I worked on the fence, Now, granted, the fence needed done, but my heart needed to be alone with the Lord too. So I guess I'll try and do that tonight and then probably go to bed late and try to get up early. I don't know how I'll do that,
Listen, you don't have to tell us about it.
no, I know, but
You were
like I wish more people, like Matt, when you said about praying for you, like I wish people would, we need people praying for us.
Yeah.
We need lots of people praying for
Yeah.
us.
But there's
But-
a lot of people who say, "Yeah, I'll pray for you," and they don't.
They don't, yeah.
Well, but that's on them. That's not on you.
I know they promise though, Matt.
Oh dear. A new rabbit hole. Listen, I just want to throw out there that Jay Fletch and Christina,
Aguilera.
no, Shurick from California. I've been commenting, and April's got a few comments. Like, people have been watching the show tonight. We got like 6 viewers.
Do we have? Is there any comments that would help us, or like that we could?
You want me? I mean, it's actually a long. You
Oh.
want to crank out your phone and look at the feed. I mean,
I probably should have. Huh?
and join in. Other than it looks like you eat April's treats.
What? Dude, she made pumpkin cookies last week or the week before last.
Did you have any, or they just smelled
Have
good?
any? You go in and you eat one. You go in and you eat one. You just take one because you figure, well, I'll just go sit down and have one. Then you go back, you get another. Finally, you just like, I'll just take the whole bag. So you take the whole bag. It's so stupid. I hate. I just want to punch myself
Devil
in the face
prowls around
like a roaring lion,
Like just wanting to take your
seeking
soul.
to devour you.
He just wants your soul.
April eating some of my treats. I don't know what she means.
No, of course not.
Then you have a choice to make after the conviction. Ignore it or change your life to be like Christ. That's what April said. Man, she must live with a really
Saintly fella.
saintly fella.
Yeah.
She's got some good stuff there.
That's good.
She's saying. We don't want to say who Jay Fletch is, but we do know who Jay Fletch is, right? We did find that out.
I don't know. I didn't know. Why don't we want to say? Because is he?
Well, I don't know if you want to say people's names on thing. Maybe they don't want to say their name.
We'll talk about it afterwards.
Yeah, we could talk. When you said Christina, I said Aguilera because if she was on here, that would really get us some extra views, probably.
I don't think so. Does anybody pay attention to Christina Aguilera?
I have no clue.
What
but
is this, 1994?
well, I guess that's when
I mean, can she even still sing?
I don't have no
We
clue.
have no idea.
Her dad was a Baptist minister, though, right? Isn't that
Well,
her?
again, these are the kids that go crazy, or the minister's kids. You ever watch Real World?
Yes,
It was always the PK.
it was.
It was always the PK that was like, "Oh, I was in the back room with the 5 boys."
It's true. It's true. And you know what's interesting is that April and I, we've like for years and
Jersey
years,
Shore.
Yeah,
we've
same
committed.
thing. Same story.
We've committed to praying for our boys, but they still have choices to make either way. You know?
Choice. Life is choices. That's what my grandma always said.
I don't know.
This has been a lot of fun.
It has been. There's some good comments. Wow.
I really think we hammered out some stuff. I think it was a good show.
I know God heard us today.
I know He heard us today.
Who's that? Who says that?
Obviously, one of Brandon's new black. What did you call him?
Dude, that's really racial.
I'm going
Oh,
home.
that guy's pretty good. I like him a lot, actually.
I can't believe Vody's gone.
You just like
I'm
seriously
no,
just
I'm
when I said
I'm
it.
just hearing about it.
Wow.
Yeah, it's terrible.
Yeah. So can I ask not who, but what was the problem with me not talking about Charlie Kirk? Like nobody had a problem with me not talking about Vody Bakum?
Okay, well, it's the same thing. No, of course not, because Vody was, a Baptist minister who wanted you to be holy and sanctified, and you live like Christ and follow His word and be homeschooled. And no, they do not want you to talk about Vody. They don't want you to talk about John MacArthur. They don't want you to talk about any of these people who were, titans of spreading the word of God.
that's right.
But you can talk about like this. This is the problem with me, okay, or with Charlie, not me. Charlie is like, it does appear that the world loved Charlie, and so I ask if anything is loved by this world, should we love it? And that is why I say I'm glad that our church did not comment on Charlie Kirk, because it's not our business. You can have your opinions about it. We can talk about it afterwards. But I don't know that it should be talked about from the pulpit, because he was not an evangelist.
He got a lot of friends and family at his funeral.
Yeah. And listen, he had this
60
service. Did you
90
guys,
90,000.
By the way, did you guys hear anything about his wife making the Baphomet hand when she
No,
walked
I
on
think that
stage?
was all. I think that was all crap.
You don't think that was real?
No, well, it's the sign of love. It's sign language for love.
What is?
She had her hand up like this.
That's not love.
Yes, it is. This is the devil. This is love in sign language. April does it to me all the time. I do it to her. And so
Wow,
unless we're
isn't
telling.
that ironic? By whoever made sign language, isn't that strange? Well, listen, we could go let's go down a rabbit hole on that.
So let me ask a question then. Does April not? Has she been lying to me? Am I telling her that I'm with the devil when I do that?
I don't like to make that hand.
What? You're saying yeah, Brandon?
I feel like that's just bad symbolism.
So it's this one. That's the one right there.
Okay, and maybe it's the thumb, but I'm like, I'm not want to go anywhere near it. Like, I barely want to do hang loose.
This
Which hang loose, hang loose is the pinky and the.
Is the what?
that's the Baphomet stuff. Is this
What is it?
whatever this is?
You looking up hand signs?
That's what the Baphomet symbol is, I think.
Just don't have upside down pineapples and stuff. In your house. All right, here we go.
All right, are we done?
Yeah, we should probably get out of here before
We could yammer next week, maybe.
someone approves of something that we shouldn't approve of. Oh, I see that. That is interesting.
What's that?
Here, can I show it? What if I put it up there? Like, will they see it?
A little closer, a little closer, a little closer. Just stop. Stop.
I don't think they're gonna see it.
Back up. Back up. Back up. Back up. Hold on, hold on. Yeah, a little more.
Back up a little more.
Yeah. Why is it not zooming in? Is that not on autofocus?
I don't think so. Huh?
All right. What do you got?
What's this say? It's a picture of a goat-headed man with a symbol, like his fingers are up, like Brandon was doing, like some kind of weird symbol. I don't want to do it because I might invoke
Hello?
stuff.
I'm coming to get you.
Oh, Matt has to go get his kids. We got to get out of here.
I love you.
Sorry, I love you.
I'm on the podcast.
We love you too.
I'm sorry.
Brandon and Brian. Well, Brandon doesn't. He didn't say anything, but Brian loves you.
I love you too, Brian, and I know Brandon does.
All right, I'll talk to you soon.
This is that statue
Bye-bye.
I put in Chicago or something. You remember that?
Oh yeah, I did hear about that. Yep.
All right, I'm gonna punch out of here.
All right. We'll see you guys maybe next week.
Maybe next week. I have to find the clothes, and it is hard to find. Why? Is it not even here? Uneducated intro. Uneducated background. All right, well, I'm just going to play this for lack of a better anything to play, and we will talk to you guys later.